Welcome back to Coffee Time. Today we're going to look at a website that I am starting to use more and more as I try to gain control not only of my personal life, but trying to gain control of my online social media life to make sense of all the different places that I go to do things and sort of begin to tie them together. So we're going to look at a website called IFTTT, IFTTT.com, which stands for If This, Then That. And we'll show you how to connect your social media sites. We'll show you how to create a couple of triggers. Very, very simple. Then we'll talk about a little bit, maybe about how to use it in your classroom. So grab a cup of coffee and sit down for about the next 10 minutes. Let's talk about ifit.com. All right, so I have my website already pulled up. I've logged in, and I want to show you a couple of things that this website does. And to do that, I want to show you the different channels, the different websites that you can actually use. So there are 69 different websites available right now in IFIT, and it's growing. Out of that, I have 21 activated. I'm not using all 20 of them in IFIT at the moment, but they're available to me should I want them. So for instance, if I come down here to let's say my Digo account and my Facebook account, you'll see that they are in sort of bold icons, which means I've activated those. The ones that are grayed out are the ones I have not activated yet. And so I'm going to show you how easy it is to activate an account by activating my Dropbox account in IFIT. So I'm just going to click on the icon for Dropbox. I'm going to click to activate it. Now, if I wasn't already logged into Dropbox, it would ask me to log in. But I am already logged into Dropbox. I'm just going to click Allow. And it will activate the account. Boom, I'm done. Just that simple. That account is there. If I'd had to log into my account, that would have been the only other step required. IFIT also takes the recipes that are created by others that have shared them out and make them available to you in case there's one out there that you already want to use. So let's just go to the Browse button. And one of the things that sort of hit me earlier was this particular recipe, if it's going to rain. And I decided that maybe I should set up an IFIT message because I live in Cleveland, Tennessee. I work in Knoxville, Tennessee, about an hour and 15-minute drive. And I don't always know what the weather in Knoxville is going to be like. So I could set up something in IFIT to give me the weather report every morning, and I'm going to show you how to do that. But again, if I come down here, for instance, if I get a Gmail that has an attachment, I can set up an IFIT recipe that would automatically, as soon as I receive that email with an attachment, it would add the attachment to my Google Drive folder so that it's available to me and I don't have to go back and search through all the emails to find it. And so that's the browse. So let's come up here to create. And I want to show you how easy it is to create this trigger about weather. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to click this. You have to set up a trigger. If this happens, I want something else to happen. So with this, I'm going to scroll down here to the weather channel, which I've already activated. And you'll see there are various things in here that are already done. So I could get something to tell me 15 minutes before sunrise or 15 minutes before sunset if I wanted to use that as a way to know about good photography times. But I'm going to come up here to today's weather report. And so I want to have this weather report sent to me at 5:30 in the morning. I know that's really early for some people, but I'm already up and getting dressed by then. When I set up the weather channel, I set it up with Knoxville as my location. So I'm just going to create the trigger. Today's weather report in Knoxville at 5:30. What do I want to happen? So I'm going to click on that. And I want this to come to me in the form of a text message. And so I've already set up my phone and approved it as a phone to go to. I want to send an SMS message to me, and this is what it will look like. Here's what the conditions are today. There's going to be a high of this temperature and a low of this temperature in Knoxville. Now I know, is it going to rain? If it's going to rain, I'm going to wear darker clothes, not lighter clothes. Is it going to snow? I might need to put a sweater on. Do I need a long sleeve shirt, short sleeve shirt? At 5:30 in the morning, I'm going to know what's happening in Knoxville so that I can be prepared weather-wise. Make sure I've got my umbrella, etc. I'm going to create that action, and I'm going to call it Weather in Knoxville, and I'm going to create the recipe, and there it is. It's in my list. It's just that simple. Now, in addition to this, there is an app, and I want to show you how the app works. So I'm going to take just a short break, and I'll come back with my phone up on the screen, and I'll show you how to create, how easy it is to create this on the fly on your phone. Whether you're using an Android or iOS device, doesn't matter. So give me just a minute and I'll be right back. All right, so here's my phone. I'm going to open up the IFTTT app, and you'll see the first thing that I find out is I created a personal recipe already. It tells me about the weather in Knoxville. It's updated immediately. Up in the upper right-hand corner is a little mortar and pestle, and that's where I can create a recipe. So I'm going to click that. And here are all of the recipes that I'm using at the moment. And I'm just going to click the plus sign to create a new recipe. And so this is the recipe that I want. I'm going to click the plus sign here. If this happens, I'm going to come over here to Twitter. Let's see where it is. There it is. I'm going to come over here to Twitter. And I want a new favorite tweet by me. Anytime that I favorite a tweet on Twitter, what do I want to happen? Well, I want it to send me an email. And so I'm going to just click that. So every time that and here's the reason I do this, that I wanted to set this up, is because while Twitter is not blocked in my school district, the shortened URLs that are on Twitter are blocked on at my school district. So I can't open the links when I'm looking at this online. However, if I favorite the tweet and sends it to me an email on my phone, then I can open that up and look at it because I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi. I also have a record of it in my Gmail account for later, and I can begin to sort those within Gmail. So I'm just going to click Finish. That's done. Now let me show you just how easy this is again. I'm going to come in with another one that I wanted to create in Twitter. And so I'm going to slide over here to Twitter again, because I participate in the Den Chat Thursdays, 8 o'clock Eastern Time, and that's a shameless plug. So I want to create a new tweet that contains a hashtag, or a new recipe rather, that contains a hashtag. So normally the only thing that I have connected between Facebook and Twitter, I have two things. One is my buffer account, where if I select a website article that I want to share out, I can buffer that to go out later, and I have it set to go out to both sites. The other is Foursquare. If I check in somewhere, usually I'm sending that out to both sites. However, when I'm just ordinarily tweeting into Twitter, that doesn't share out anywhere else. So in the Den Chat, if I create this hashtag of Den Chat, make sure I spell that correctly, that looks good. Now when I'm involved in that conversation, anytime that I create a tweet, I want it to automatically copy over into Facebook. And the reason for that is I want my friends on Facebook to know that chat is going on. Maybe they'll come in and join us. Maybe they'll see something that interests them. And so I'm going to come over here to Facebook, and I'm just going to say create a status message. And the status message really doesn't have to say anything, because that tweet will be there. But I'm just going to say, let's try that again. Here is something from and I'm going to click continue. Okay, so now I've created that trigger. Something that happens in Twitter now is going to happen in Facebook, and I can click finish. Now, anytime that those actions happen, I'm ready to go. Now think about this for the classroom. I mean, I've got this set up, for instance, personally on my personal blog at timchilders.com. I have this set up so that every time that I post a new blog there, it gets put out to Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. But let's say that your students, and we're talking maybe high school here, your students create an IFTTT account. They have a blog that's required for school. And so every time that they create a blog post, that blog post could be emailed to you, or it could show up in a feed that you follow. They could put it out there in their Twitter feed, whatever, so that you know that it's been posted and it's automatically turned into you. You can share this out with colleagues so that if you have a particular place in Diigo that you share and you find websites that you like, you can just click them and say, I want to put them into Diigo, and then the friends that are following that section will automatically get those updates. So there's a number of things you can do to sort of streamline things. For me, I'm attempting to streamline my online social media life. I'm attempting to stop going to this site, that site, and the other site to do the same thing that I want different audiences to see, if it will help me do one thing and send it out to everybody. So give IFTTT a try, and if you like it, leave some comments in the box, and until next time, enjoy the coffee. We'll see you next week.